Hi guys, so in this video and the next video, what we're going to cover is everything that you guys would need is if you were going for your first belt. So we're going to basically take you from the minute you walk through the door, exactly what we would do from then. Obviously some of the class structure and stuff like that will change, but the basic idea of the class, we're going to run it through this video and the next one. So that when you come back, or when you start the classes, sorry, after you've practiced these videos a few times, after a couple of weeks, you guys will be able to basically go through and go for your first belt. So imagine you just walk through the door. There's a couple of things that we do straight away. So firstly, we get all of the children sat down. So arms crossed, legs crossed, head up, back straight, looking forwards, and crossed arms. So this in the class we called our number one. So sitting down, number one. Okay. And the next thing we have is arms up, number 10. So this is number one position. This is number 10. Good, so we just call it out just to keep them alert all the time. So number one, back straight, head up, eyes forward, number 10. Good, the next thing that these guys have is a ready position. So that's just feet shoulder width apart, hands out in front of you, just ready to go, so ready to move. So here, ready position, and then hands behind the back is resting position. So we go from sitting down, everybody in the class sat down, nice and quiet, looking forwards, number one, number 10, then up, ready position is here, and resting position. So if we're talking to the students, they're normally in resting position or ready position or sitting down, ready to go. Next in the class, we'd have a warm-up. Obviously the warm-up in the classes changes each time, but we'll just run through a basic one now for you guys. So everybody at home just jogging on the spot. Good, so a light little warm-up, and then we'll run them through the fitness that you would need to get your first belt with us. The technique of it, and exactly the numbers that we ask for, and everything like that. So whilst you're jogging on the spot, just punching out in front of you, just get your arms and everything nice and loose. Good, up to the ceilings. Out to the outside. Back forwards again. Up to the ceiling, last time. Out to the outsides. Don't punch anyone, good, 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 good. And then just feet wide and just start jumping. Or jumping jacks, whatever you guys call them. Good. Good, we'll get 10 more out of it. Go 10, and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, back to jogging punching. Nice, long arms out in front of you. Up to the ceiling. To the outsides. Cool, let's move you guys on. Just get the legs nice and warm. So you're going to go feet a little bit wider. Hands on your head, keep your back straight, looking forwards. We're just going to touch the floor and squat down, stand back up again. Look, I'm changing hands each time. Left hand, right hand, just keep it going. We just get 10 more out of it. And 9, 8, 7, 6, make sure you're looking forwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just start jumping off, guys. Nice light warm up, like I said. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So now we would have the guys in ready position, ready for the next thing that we'd be calling out, or sitting down. So if you guys at home need to get yourself a drink, they would get a drink and then just come straight back, sat down, arms crossed, leg crossed, number one here. So what we're going to do next in the next bit is run through the fitness that you guys would have in pretty much every class and in your first grading. So we'll start simple. So we have 4 things that we always do. So firstly is the star jumps that we've just done. So we make the guys do a set number. So if you're in the little ninjas class, the little babies, the 3 to 6, they just do 10 star jumps, nice and simple. In the juniors, sometimes we get them to do a little bit more. And then so on through the ages. Per belt, the number increases on every exercise we do. So we'll start simple, 10 star jumps. So feet wide, hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have them come straight back to ready position, ready for the next thing that we're going to do. So next thing is feet shoulder width apart or a little bit wider, like we were just doing with the squats. Hands on their head, back straight, head up, eyes forward, and it's the same number. 10 for the little ninjas. A little bit more sometimes for the juniors, or we keep it there and so on. But as I said, per belt, the numbers go up. So back straight, head up, eyes forward. Notice I'm not leaning down, I'm not looking down. Looking forward is important they get that. Here, so we're going 10. So that's 1, 2, stand back up. 3, looking forwards. 4, looking forwards. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, back to here, and then they'd be in ready position again. Ready for the next thing that we need them to do. So we've done star jumps and squats. The next thing that they would have would be their sit-ups. So parents, you can help them at home by holding on to their feet for the first couple of weeks to get their little tummy muscles ready to go. But we get hands on the head or arms crossed over, and we're coming up for the same number, 10 again. So down and up for 10. Up, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more, 10. And then just as before, we stand them up, ready position, no messing, just standing still, ready for the next thing. So we've done star jumps, squats, and sit-ups. The last thing they'd have for the fitness part of their test would be their press-ups. So I'll do them facing this way. So obviously with the little ones, they're not really going to have the muscles there to get a full press up out. Loads of kiddies will be able to, but some won't, so it's not a problem. So I'll just do both versions. So we have 10 again. So if you start with your feet on the floor like this, little people, and then drop your knees and cross your feet over, that's the position that you'd be running your press ups from. So we're not bobbing the head up and down. Make sure they're going down, up, and back to here. Down, and up, and back to here. Or do them properly. Just replace your feet. Put the knees straight off the floor, look, boom, push up, so no real difference. So straight up, straight down for 10. So let's go. 1, 2, everything moving in a flat line. 3, 4, 5. So I'll do the last 5 on my knees, just so you can see the technique for the smaller people. So we're on 5, let's go. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and then you guessed it, we back up into ready position, nice and sharp. Good, so we've done our little warm up, we've done our little fitness work, so that fitness we'd do every class just so that when it comes to the grading, they would know what's coming and they'd just be able to smash it out. The next thing that we'd run through would be a little stretch off. So feet double shoulder width apart we'll start with, hands down touching the floor. Good, round to one of your toes and hold it. Try and get feet facing forwards, kneecaps push back. So there's no bend in the knees, push them right back. Boom, hold, 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 hold. And walk your fingers across to the other side, feet facing forwards, kneecaps push back, legs as straight as you can get them. You can go hand on the back of the leg, hand on the front, pull yourself in. Good, then back to the middle. And take those feet a little bit further out. Just walk your feet out slightly. Feet forwards, look. Legs push back, so legs are straight. When you go round to one side, don't bend the knees. Keep them straight. So same again, hand on it, hand on the back of the leg, pull yourself in. And walk your fingers round again. Hand on it, hand on the back of the leg, pull yourself in. Good, back to the middle. So from here we're just going to go straight down, sitting down. Good, so we'd have the guys sat down again, all nice and smart and ready to go. So remember, this is one position, sitting down, number 1 and number 10. Number 1, number 10. So once you guys have had a little drink, we're coming straight back. So if you guys need to get a drink now, go get it done, pause it, and then come back and we'll start your moves. Okay, so we're back, you've had your drink, so it'd either be going straight into sitting down, everybody ready, or ready position, or resting position. Once we've done that, we'll just be going straight into what we need for our first grade. So, the first thing you guys are going to need is your guarding stance. So that's one leg forward and one leg back, both hands up with your knees bent. So with my feet, my front foot faces forwards, my back foot's just off about 45 degrees, just over a shoulder width apart, so parents help them through with this bit. So which leg forward and which leg back is determined by which hand that they are predominant with. So if they write with their right hand, the right hand will be back. If they write with the left hand will be back. Good, so front foot faces forwards, back foot off centre line. So if they're right with the right hand will be back behind them. I would say most will be that way, so I'm going to do it that way for you. So if you mirror what I'm doing, I've changed feet, but if you mirror what I'm doing. So you guys have left hand forwards, right hand back behind you. Front foot is facing forwards, look, you can see it's not turned like a boxer. It's going to be square on forwards. Back foot off centre, look, they're not in line. Off centre, bent knees, not stood up, bolt upright. So hands here, elbows tucked in like a boxer, hands up covering the jaw, or your head higher, wherever you want to put them here, but make sure elbows are in, shoulders up, chin here, chin down, eyes on the target. So a little bend in the knees all the time. So that's called our guarding stance. So we've got ready position, resting position, and guarding stance. So we just take that leg straight back. So normally in the class they'll be in ready position here, and then we'll just call out guarding stance, and they'll just go straight back into it. So from ready position here, everybody just holding this position, so just ready for whatever we're going to call out. From there, you're just going to take your leg straight back behind you, so guarding stance, and then straight back to guard, just means you ready. So left leg forwards, right foot off centre line, if that's the way you are, right hand back, left hand forwards. Here, little bend in the knees, good, and then back to ready position, nice and sharp. Just go back guarding stance, so hands are up, elbows tucked in, just ready to go. And again, one more time, so ready position, nice and sharp. Good, and straight back guarding stance, so hands up. So parents, you guys can get them doing this. So front foot forwards, back foot off centre, little bend in the knees. From here, what we're going to run through is, in this video, the hand techniques, and in the next video, we're going to do the legs, so the kickboxing, the lower leg part. So from here, hands up high, elbows tucked in, the front hand. The first punch that we do in the class is your jab. So that's off the lead hand, straight out and straight back. So if I'm doing it facing this way here, look. Guards up, front foot facing, back foot off centre line. From here, my front hand, straight out in front of us, make sure the other hand's in guard, and then back out. So from here, jab, and then back to guard. Jab, and back to guard. Jab, and back to guard. If I just do it facing forward, so what we do in the class normally is 8 to 10 of them. So we'll do 8 in this video. So nice and sharp, I'll shout 1, you're going to punch all the way out, you're just going to breathe through like, or you're going to shout jab. So from here, just jab, and then back to guard. So we're going to run through 8. Let's go. 1, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, so that's the jab, the lead hand, the jab. Then your next thing you move on to is your backhand, just called a cross punch or a normal punch. So from here, just going to exactly the same idea. Front hand stays up where it should be. Back hand just punches out. Come straight back to guard. Notice from here, look, I'm twisting through on the shot. We want to see that straight away, even in that first grading, that they're twisting through. So back to guard, twist out, and back to guard. So if I'm doing it facing this way, front foot facing, back foot off centre, bent knees. Front hand, the jab hand is staying up. And my cross hand going straight out. Just twisting from the hips in here, look. And then back to guard. Here, twist and punch. Back to guard, all one move. Back to guard. So we're going to do the same thing with the cross punch. Going to punch out 8 times and then reset back to guard. So let's go. 1. So you guys would be shouting cross or punch, or we're just breathing through whatever the instructor wanted you to do. 2. Straight out, straight back. Try not to lean forwards, don't lean back, don't lean to the sides. Just twist on the spot. 3. Back to guard. 4. 5. 6. 7 and 8, and then pull it back in. Good. The next thing that we would want you to do is put the 2 punches together. So we'd be going jab, cross, and then back to guard. So straight out, and back to guard. So I'm doing it facing this way, look, hands up high, elbows in, front foot facing, back foot off centre, jab, cross. See the twist? Other hand staying up in guard. Jab, cross, hand up in guard. Okay, so if we run through 8 like we were doing on the last set, here, so I'm going to shout 1, you guys are going to shout jab, cross, and then come back in. So nice and loud, jab, cross, or just breathing through the shots. So let's go. 1, jab, cross. 2, jab, cross. 3, jab, cross. 4, jab, cross. 5, jab, cross. 6, jab, cross. 7, jab, cross. And 8, jab, cross. Good, then bring yourself back into ready position and resting position. So that's your basic guarding stance, and then your first 2 punches, your jab and your cross. So the next thing that we're going to run through is your blocks. So we have 3 blocks that we need in the first belt: a high block, a middle block and a low block. So back into ready position here, look, and then straight back to guarding stance. So the first block we will work is the high block to block the head. So your front hand punches across, so it doesn't come straight up. You're going to sort of push across on an angle here, bang. So that something would hit it, so if something's hitting you, it would hit that and move off. Rather than coming straight up in a straight line, this isn't so strong. You want to come across the body. So what you're going to do is turn everything as well. So here, look, high block. So I can just see out of one eye, looking forwards. My arm is covering the other eye here, look. You see that, parents, there, look. Twist through. Rather than coming straight up, I'm twisting across. The other hand staying up in guard. So from here, this is a high block, and back to guard. So high block, then back to guard. So we're going to run 8 like we were doing before. You guys are going to shout high block. So from here, let's go. 1, high block, and 2, high block. With another thing, I twist my arm. Rather than coming straight up or just punching in a straight line, I turn my arm so that I've got the fatty bit, the muscle, coming first, not the bone. So I'm twisting and opening my arm up. Here, bang. So let's go from there. 3, straight up, high block. And 4, turn, high block. Good. I've lost what number we're on. We'll say 5, high block. And back to guard. 6, back to guard. 7, back to guard. 8, then back to guard. Good. So make sure you're turning the arm, turning the body a slight bit, not coming up in a straight line here. This isn't very strong. This is much stronger. Punching across. So if something hit, it would ricochet off rather than here and be in a battle. Good. So that's our high block. The next thing that we'd have is our middle block, so blocking the middle part of our body here. So same, we're going to use the front hand. We could use both, but in our first grade we use the front hand for it because it's closer to the target. If something's there, it's much closer to it. So with your front arm here, you're going to turn the whole body through, everything facing off to the side, but head forward. So here, middle block. So you see my arms in a flat line, and again I turn that, opening my arm, turn, so that the muscle part of the arm takes the impact, not the bone. So from here, look, turning my feet, you can see that on the camera there, look, I'm turning my feet and my arm, and the back hand is still staying in guard. So middle block, and then back to guard, and here, look, middle block, and then back to guard. So we're going to go for 8 again, so let's go. 1, back to guard, 2, and reset back to guard, 3, reset back to guard, 4, back to guard, 5, back to guard, 6, back to guard, 7, and one more, 8, and then back to guard. Good, so we've done our high block, so pushing across, opening the arm up. Middle block, turning everything off, so if something comes forwards, we're trying to block that shot, but turn at the same time. Good, then the third block that I said we had is our low block, so blocking from a leg, something coming into the leg. So from here, just going to take your hand straight to the outside and block the outside of your leg, look. So exactly the same, outside of your arm, here, bang, and back to guard. So to get more power for it, I can come up a little bit first and then smash down, rather than just dropping my arm in here, look. I can come right across and down here, and block that low block. So from there, imagine something's coming round into the leg, we're just going to block, and then back to guard, it's called a low block. So high block, a middle block, and now a low block. So we're going to run 8 low blocks, and then come back to guard on after each one. So let's go. 1, low block, and then reset back to guard. 2, low block, and back to guard. See, I'm just doing a little bend in the knees as well to give me more power on it. Let's go. 3, low block, and back to guard. 4, low block, and back to guard. 5, low block, back to guard. 6, low block, and back to guard. 7, low block, back to guard. Last one, so up, down for 8. Good, and then out into resting position. Good, so we ran the jab, cross, a high block, a middle block, a low block. The next thing for our arm techniques, or the punch in, or upper body part of the technique for your first grade is the elbow strike. So from ready position here, you're going to go straight back to guarding stance. Off your back hand, we're going to do an elbow strike. So just to keep it simple, what we're going to do is with the front hand, we're going to wrap up the hand, and with the elbow, we're going to come all the way forwards. So same as if I was throwing a punch, I'm twisting through as well, just to get more momentum, more power on the shot. So from here, wrap it up with the back elbow, coming straight through in a straight line. So Rather than coming down or rather than coming up, you're going to go straight through. From here, wrap it up, straight through. So with the punch techniques like we've done today and this elbow, we're going head height. No lower, no higher. So they'll check for things like that in your grading, that the height of the shot is good. Even when you're doing your first grade as a 3, 4, 5-year-old, we want to see the techniques in the right area. So wrapping the hand up, just for reinforcing it, makes it stronger. Rather than here, it's a little bit looser on the arm. Hold on to it, twist through the head, and then back to guard. So we're going to run 8 of those. Try and turn the hips through as well in the shot, but don't lean forwards. So from here, we're going to run 8 elbow strikes. So you're going to shout elbow strike. So let's go. 1, elbow strike, and then back to guard. 2, elbow strike, and then back to guard. 3, elbow strike, and back to guard. 4, all the way through, like some twisting. 5, twist. 6, twist. 7, twist. 8, twist. Good, and then back to guard. And then back to ready position and resting position. Okay, so we'll leave this first video here. As I said, we're going to split this into 2 parts. So on the next video, we're going to work the lower parts. So your knees, knee strikes, your front kicks, and your stomping kick. So practice this video now until that one comes out, and then put the 2 together, make it nice and sharp. Perhaps you guys can send us some of your videos of your children practicing and stuff, and then we'll be able to book you straight into the classes and get you going for your first colour belt. Until then, have a good one.